If you don't have a goal, what's the point? Going to the gym without a goal is the best way to get nowhere. Working out in the gym without a goal is just exercise. It's not training. These are all things that I've heard said. I'm sure you've heard them said as well. And I used to just kind of shake my head in agreement until recently. Maybe I had a change of heart. I heard someone say that, and they said, if you don't have a goal, what's the point? And my face twisted up in disagreement. If you don't have any set goals for yourself, that is okay. Going to the gym is still a productive thing to do, even if you don't have goals. I'm not going to sit here and cover the physical, mental, emotional, psychological benefits of exercise. So saying, what's the point of being in the gym if you don't have goals is a nonsensical thing to say. Now, I'm not here to bash on goals, and I'm not telling you that goals are meaningless, useless, or a waste of time. If you like setting goals for yourself, and if having goals keeps you consistent in the gym, if you need that direction, if you need something to chase, that's totally fine. More power to you. Set all the goals you want. But if you can't figure out your goals, don't just make them up because someone, pressured you into it. You can go to the gym and have direction and purpose without having specific goals. You can just pick exercises based on what you enjoy doing, what feels good, what motivates you, what excites you, picking things that you look forward to doing things that you feel offer the greatest benefits. And by doing that, you are still reaping the same rewards from exercise as someone, who has specific goals in mind. I'm not saying that goals are wildly overrated just because I'm trying to be contrarian. It's just that all too often, especially in my circle, I see people sign up for competitions because they think that they need to. What's the point of training if you don't have a comp to prep for, right? And they will drag themselves through 4 months of training for competition prep. And they hate most of those 4 months, and they complain about the struggles of competition prep. I've also talked to people who have set a goal to lose 30, 40 pounds by doing 75 hard. And they complete 75 hard. And maybe they accomplish their goal or even surpass their weight loss goal. But then they just end up rebounding back in body weight once it's over. So it's kind of like the goal was almost pointless, or at least the goal seems just temporary. And I have experienced this myself. Years ago, I would compete in competitions every few months because I loved doing it. I loved every part of it. I loved, picking a competition. I loved training for it. I loved being 1 month out, being 1 week out. I loved the night before. I loved the morning of. I loved doing the competition. I was just all in with everything involved in competing in competitions. And then as soon as I was done, I would look forward to my next one. But over time, I noticed that about 1 month out from competition, I would start looking past the competition. I would be thinking I'm kind of ready for this to be over. Or, I can't wait to be done with this prep. There might be exercises that I wanted to do, and I said, I can't wait to start doing these exercises, but I can't do it now. I'll do it after the competition. Or, I can't wait until I want to start doing this routine. This looks like fun, but I can't do it because I'm in competition prep. And as of more recently, I started thinking that way, not just a month out, but it was a couple months away from competition. And so here I am competing in a competition, and I'm already a couple months out thinking about what I'm going to do after the competition. And so, eventually I just had to ask myself before signing up for a competition, do I really want to change my training up just to cater to this goal? No, I don't. So maybe I shouldn't do this competition. Sort of felt like I was just bouncing from competition to competition, or I was a slave to competition and even goals, like numbers on the bar. I'd say I want to lift this number by December. I want to lift this number at the end of this training block or at the end of this program. So I have to do this in order to reach my goal. I have to do this today in order to reach my goal. Sometimes I would say, I can't do this because I'm trying to reach my goal. And I'm talking about skipping healthy, productive things. I can't do healthy, productive things that I enjoy doing because of my goal. I'm not saying I can't eat pizza and drink a pitcher of beer because of my goals. It's not that. But I would skip doing things that were good for me, things that were healthy for me, things that I like doing, because I knew that it didn't necessarily help with my goals. So here's an example. There's a huge hill that I like jogging up and down. It's about, if I go all the way to the top, it's about a half a mile all the way to the top and then a half mile back down. So it's this mile loop. And I would do it a couple, 3, 4 times. It's great conditioning. It's challenging, and I just enjoy doing it. Sometimes it's nice to get out of the gym, get out of the four walls of the gym, and just go run. I enjoy it. But when I was prepping for my last California Strongest Man competition, I stopped doing this because I thought, okay, I probably shouldn't do this run today because this isn't helping my training. In fact, it's probably going to hurt my performance on tomorrow's session if I go run this hill run. And there were plenty of times when I thought, I kind of just want to go on a run today, or I kind of just want to do some push-ups, do some bodyweight workout, do some pull-ups, do some assisted handstand push-ups, whatever. But I can't do it, or I shouldn't do it because of these goals. And once I stopped thinking like this, it was honestly freeing. Now I'm in control of my training again. I get to do what I want. I get to treat my gym time like play. And this doesn't mean that I, go hang on monkey bars and play in the dirt. I still do worthwhile things in the gym, but it's empowering to be able to structure my training and actually enjoy it. I think that it's a sign of maturity if you can be in charge of your own training and still enjoy it, rather than maybe an immature lifter who just, goes through the grind because that's the cool thing to do, or an immature lifter who gets flustered over fluctuations in performance, or an immature lifter who's unable to make course corrections in life just due to their routine, whatever it is. Someone who just swings from goal to goal because that's what they think they have to do. I feel like on the topic of play and treating my gym time as like my me time and my play time, I feel like so much of life gets to be regimented, structured, and scheduled. Like nowadays, count your calories and weigh your food and get this many protein, this many carbs, and put it all in your tracker app on your phone. And you got to start work at this time. You got to do your to-do list, and you got to hit this timeline. I got to take care of my honey-do list. I got to finish, fix this stuff around the house. Got to get the kids to practice at this time. School pickup at this time. Training and exercise, for me, should be a break from all of that. It's a time to get out of my head, not a time that creates more stress in your life, more stress in my life. And there was a time when I didn't have much going on in life, meaning I didn't have a family or mortgage or really things to do. And so that stress and that pressure was welcomed. I liked it. But now that I've got a lot more on my plate, I don't want to put more pressure on myself with, gym goals and timelines, at least not right now. If I do get the itch to go compete again or chase a goal, sure, I can. I can turn that on whenever I want. But right now, it's just right now, and for the past couple of years, I've just not been really concerned with specific goals and timelines to hit this weight and improve this and improve that. I would actually, just sit back and envy the dude who just came to the gym, lifted weights, did some conditioning, enjoyed himself, and then left the gym, carrying on with his life. The dude was in good shape, healthy, happy, pretty strong, lifting a few plates, but he didn't get all twisted up and lifting and goals and numbers and competitions and periodization and doing this and doing that. And I can already, as I'm saying this, I can already see some of the comments down below. Some of you might think, well, not setting goals is a great way to be mediocre or to stay average. And I know this, I'm just making this up, sort of a straw man argument, but it's completely missing the point that I'm trying to make. Just because I don't have specific goals doesn't mean I'm just, dancing around the gym or farting around the gym with, no rhyme or reason and no purpose. You can still be consistent. You can still train hard. You can still be competitive. You can still care without worrying about a specific goal. And I would say that kind of encapsulates my training approach right now. And I would say that all of those things makes you above average. I'm sure that on the topic of being competitive, I'm sure that there are a lot of lifters who used to be athletes, myself included. And so setting goals for yourself is a way to remain competitive, which is cool. And I've been there. But if you're burnt out on setting goals or you're burnt out on chasing goals, you can still be competitive with your training sessions without needing a specific goal. So I think back to when I was in high school, we would compete daily by just seeing what we could do on that particular day. We might do a hard squat workout where our legs were tired and exhausted, and then we go race each other with sprints immediately after, see who could run fast after a heavy leg day. Or we could see who could do the most consecutive box jumps in 1 minute, who could do jump the most rope in 1 minute. And or we would do clean complexes. My coach was big on doing cleans and clean complexes. And we would see who could do the most weight on this clean complex without setting the bar down. it's all competitive stuff without worrying about a specific goal or worrying about specific numbers. We would just train hard in hopes that it would make us better football players or track athletes. And you could do that too. You could just train really hard each day, be competitive with yourself in order to just become more athletic or become healthier or become more physically capable. That's okay. It's not a very specific goal, but it's still purpose. I think that now so much of us make lifting weights the sport. So it's hard to separate training from the test. It's hard to separate practice from the game. If I'm going to kind of wrap this up, if you have goals that mean a lot to you, keep chasing them. But if you're just making up goals based on what you see around you or what you think you should care about, ask yourself, would you care as much about this goal if you couldn't tell anyone about it? There was no social media. There wasn't even the internet. Couldn't even email your buddies about it. You could write them a letter in the mail and tell them about your goals. If that was the case, would you still care about this goal? Or are you only concerned with this because you think you need to do this, or because you want to make a post about it or a YouTube video about it? Is it actually your goal or is it someone else's goal? Now, personally, this is just me personally. This might not be the case for you, but I do not need goals to keep me motivated. I love training. I train really hard. I'm consistent. I think about my training sessions all the time. I think about my next training session. I don't need goals to help keep me motivated. Training in itself is motivation enough for me. I have purpose and I have direction in the gym, even without specific goals. There are things that I care about, things that I like to improve, and this kind of dictates what routine I follow or what program I follow. But I do all this, and I'm okay with not having any goals at the moment. So it is helpful to just ask yourself, why are you in the gym? I just want to be healthy. I would like more muscle on my frame. I would like to lose weight. I would like to lose my gut. I want to deadlift 500 pounds, or I want to deadlift more than my training partners. I like swimming, running, and cycling. I do triathlons, and I lift weights to complement those things. I want to remain physically independent as I age. I want to be better than my friends at pickup basketball or when we go play football at the park. I'm a firefighter, and my physical ability might save someone's life one day. I'm a police officer, and I need to be able to fight, or I need to be able to hold my ground if I get into a physical altercation. I want to be more athletic. I just love lifting weights. Whatever it is, structure your training around those answers. That's it. Thanks for listening, and always remember, try it on time.